Michelle Rempel Garner. She stood up in the House of Commons and she said something that we have been saying since the very beginning. Conservatives need to take the heat down, put the elbows down, and start talking about what the Liberals have done to the relationship we have had with the Americans, which I maintain is the single greatest trading and cultural and military relationship in the history of humanity. Mm-hmm. And it has been quite an accomplishment, and I mean that in the worst possible way, that the Liberals have managed to completely dismantle it with their garbage and their nonsense and their help from Doug Ford. And so Michelle Rempel Garner, who is married to a military veteran from Oklahoma, stands up and she reminds people about our friendship and our affinity for our American friends, and it should not be thrown away for politics.
Mm-hmm. Lately, there's been a lot of terse words said about Canadian-American relations, so today I'd like to try something a little different. For generations, Canada and the U.S. have shared the world's longest undefended border, fought together on the battlefield against evil, maintained strong trade ties, and joined our nations through marriages like mine. The peace, freedom, and prosperity we have shared has helped to bring stability to the world. To continue, we must each safeguard our economies and societies through smart policies, strong militaries, robust protections for our democratic institutions, and frankly, by seeking to understand the complexities that each of our nations face in our hopes and challenges. So I'll do my part by saying to Master Sergeant Jeffrey Scott Garner Sr., I love you, my husband, a proud American to the core. Thank you for loving me as I stand for my people while also providing me with important perspectives about your nation. May we all continue to strive for prosperity and peace between our nations. The free world is counting on us to get it right.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
I mean, I see some people online who are like, why did she have to make it personal? And I, I'll take that criticism for sure. But there are plenty of people who are married to Americans and Americans married to Canadians who are stuck on both sides of this stupidity. And it is true. When we fight, the world is less safe and stable. So could we get the Liberals to figure that part out?
Yeah, well, no, because the liberals don't appreciate that with the change in government in the United States when Donald Trump became president for the second time, that there was going to be a new set of rules. And the Liberals have just decided, well, we don't want to follow the rules of the United States. We're not going to play the United States game. We're going to take our ball and go home. And I thought that speech by Michelle Rempel Garner was a humanizing and quite beautiful ode to our relationship with the United States. This is not a person who's thrown in the towel. The conservatives should do everything they can to be repairing the relationship that we have with the Trump administration and steal the lunch of the Liberals, who is obviously just pissing it away.
Yep. And it shows you who the Liberals actually speak to when they speak to Americans. They only want to talk to America-hating Americans.
Right.
And Michelle is married to a proud American who was willing to fight and die for his country. Mm-hmm. And I think there are more of those than those who hate their country. But the Liberals, they only speak to the Catherine Tate style Americans, frankly. You remember the former head of the CBC who actually lived in Brooklyn and commuted. She was the original CBC temporary foreign worker. She commuted from Brooklyn because I think her husband is American to her job producing Canadian content for Canadians by Canadians at the CBC. And I think those are the only kinds of cross-border relationships that the Liberals actually ever have their finger on the pulse of. And Rempel Garner is more middle America, flyover country, which is, I think, the majority of Americans.
I mean, Oklahoma, you don't get any more.
That's the Saskatchewan.
100%.
This is Saskatchewan of America.
Alberta is the Texas. Saskatchewan is the Oklahoma, without question. Yes.
I always thought that.